kind of a rant. So, hello to all that are joined. This is Digger with the OSS Christmas. Sorry, I named it something completely different. So, this is OSS Starlight podcast, i.e., reference to Final Fantasy XIV Starlight Festival or celebration. Either way. So, I'm here with Dissinger.
Hello.
Yeah. Daybreak.
Hello.
And Yuki.
Hello, I'm the crazy one.
So, we have quite a bit actually kind of like to talk about. I say quite a bit, but the list is kind of small, but the discussions on each topic are kind of big. So the first one obviously is, we might as well just talk about like literally the elephant in the room. So the Yuffie.
Yeah.
So now personally, everyone's heard differently. I've heard this 1 per 2 master cases, but it's give or take. I know someone literally here in Canada cracked that Yuffie. And his response on Facebook on the Canada page was like, "What's this worth? Does anyone want it?" I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Flexing. That's a flex.
Well, he did. He outright said he doesn't like the card. He doesn't. He just is like he literally asked, "What's it worth?" I'm like, "Oh no!" But everyone told him like, "Going, dude, keep the card." Like,
keep it. It'll be worth something. Trust
right.
us.
But what did you guys hear? Because I missed the stream with Rochelle and whatnot for when they cracked theirs.
I was at the stream with Rochelle, and I'm the guy that asked, "Hey, what's the drop rate on the Yuffie?" And they said, "We're sorry, we are not allowed to say the full rate for Yuffie."
Ooh.
Like, they literally said, "We are not allowed to say."
Yeah. Yeah, I watched the stream after it came out, like 2 hours after, and basically I had personal opinion that it was probably going to be a 1 per master case. Just going off of seeing stores, quantities, and what happened on the stream.
So collectors have been trying to figure it out, and right now I think they're settling at about 1 per 4 or 1 per 5 case, master cases, is what they're settling at. But some guys have opened 9, never seen her. Some guys have opened 4, never seen her.
Oh.
Some guys have opened their pre-release packs, pulled her.
Yeah, I've seen stuff like that too. I think Nick Schnell, I think, or
was it Schnell that pulled the Mono Aerith and the Yuffie?
It was either Schnell or one of the other guys in the US. He cracked a couple kits and got 2 of the Yuffie. I'm like, are you kidding me? I saw it on my Twitter. I'm like, whoa, okay.
Two.
Yeah, he got like
a playset.
Right. I'm like, because he cracked almost a case and a half, I think, of kits.
Do you imagine the flex playing a playset of that Yuffie in your deck?
Right. It's like, aha. It's like, oh, I got rid of it. Aha. What? It's an abrasive. Aha. Are you kidding me? Like,
yeah. I know some players that would never do that, and I know some players that would absolutely do that just for the psychological.
Right. But actually, kind of, I'm slightly guilty because I have now the kind of segue.
I was muted the whole time I said that.
Yes, you were.
So basically, I mean, I can't really argue with not flexing because now my Title 7 deck is completely foiled out.
Yeah, no, I'm clapping for you right here.
that includes full arts.
That also includes his, expensive FIFA that he happens to have 2 of.
Okay, congratulations. Like, never disrespect the Max Verity people here.
Yeah.
It's a
No.
lifestyle, and the people who commit to it deserve the recognition.
I just kind of
Like,
went.
Take me for an example. I'm playing with the full art Amaterasus.
Right?
I'm still
my
trying
friend-
to.
My friend
What,
in
you're
an
trying to get one,
ultimate
Cam?
flex for his samurai deck got 3 Japanese full art Amaterasus.
Actually. Oh.
Yeah, so you looking for one?
1 second. I'm looking for. So I want to Max Verity my knights still. So I have a bunch of
just only
other
asking
stuff.
'cause I actually have a spare, so.
Okay, I might be interested. Yeah, because like I have an actual like BT12 or Opus 12, sorry, full art Amaterasu, and then I have 2 foil ones. Sorry.
I love how we're podcasting and we just go, let's get off topic.
We're on the Max Verity topic. We can flex for a second. I cried when I got my 3rd full art Garland because it was the last box in the shop, and I was like, oh my god, I saw the purple cape, and I just started losing it hard.
The Opus 14 one?
Yeah, the Opus 14 one.
I'm actually trying to pull up rarity my
And now my last things to hunt besides like the Amaterasus are just Beatrixes, and then the world will be good.
I do have a night deck, but it's kind of a different whatever. But so
Also, the snow seems to have knocked out my Wi-Fi,
oh,
but it just stopped, so we might be back. I'm using accelerating it for now.
okay.
Okay.
So basically, segue into I guess flex stuff. From the elephant to I guess the baby elephants.
From the elephant to the Santa down the chimney.
So the playmats, right? I think they're all coming in like within this week or next, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, they should be.
Yeah. I know I got one myself. I wanted to get other ones, but I just couldn't pay that over $100 Canadian just to get one and then get other ones. Like, ugh. I really wanted to get other ones, but I was like, this is so expensive.
Let's talk about what we think the singles prices might be.
Yeah, but
Oh,
anyway,
God.
yeah, good one there.
So on release, I remember people were complaining and saying it's possible the Tifa promo itself may just float around $30 to $50 in the beginning,
Yeah.
but I think it's reliant on how much stock they still have on the website come the time when people start
Okay.
going, oh, this is a thing.
So I just looked up the full art version of the card she's the alt art for. There's none listed on TCG Player anymore. The last one sold at $35 a pop.
That's the pre-release one, right?
That's the pre-release full
Okay.
art Tifa.
Cool.
And this is an alternate art version of the same Tifa. So at
Yep.
the very least, we're looking at $40 to $50 per. I'd say at least.
So
I
40,
expected that.
I guess, yeah.
And then
Well-
you might as well just buy the playmat if you're in the US, and then you have a bonus playmat at that point.
Yeah, I bought 3 of the playmats so that way I could ensure that I got a place set, because as far as I understand it, it's only 1 copy of Tifa per, right?
yeah, it's one per mat order. So you
One
have to
per
buy,
mat.
you have to buy 3 to get a set, if
Yeah.
I'm understanding correctly as well.
Yeah, so
Enix things.
just Squeenix things. Just like
Yeah.
you had to order 3 of the Cerberus case, which did show up back in the store. I don't know if it's still there.
Last time I checked before I got mine shipped, it was still there, or at least
it was
showed
still
on
in
the-
stock as well.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, there's a case that has 3 full art versions of Vincent, and one of them is the really cool one from Opus 7 with the cape flowing that looks like Vash the Stampede. It sold out for a couple of months, and then they put it back in the stores for a little bit.
Oh, okay. I might have been speaking about the wrong thing. I thought we were talking about the playmat still. My bad.
No, I'm talking specifically about the
Vincent
deck box. Yeah, the Vincent deck box.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I didn't even see that in stock on the shop when I was looking. So
Yeah, it's basically it's like the long deck boxes that hold like 3 decks.
those things are a gift to the world.
Yeah, and it has Vincent's crest stamped on it. The Cerberus with the keys. I'm not seeing it on the shop anymore. It may have sold out already. Because, yeah, see, there's the playmats, which are still on the shop for $34.99 US. Yeah, it sold out again.
Wonderful. Sold out. That's another thing with expensive promos, but I don't think we again need to probably dive. I don't think we want to dive into it. Just
Yeah, we don't want to hammer that. There are so many out there. Like today, people were gushing about Android Netrunner, so I got caught up in that conversation.
Ooh.
And somebody was talking about how a promo card for tournaments in Flesh and Blood was going for 175, and I was like, and somebody was like, yeah, that was the nice thing about LCG. So I was like, you didn't see some of the prices for promos, so I looked up like one of the rarer ones from the first World's Championships, and one copy of Eli 1.0, which was the promo, is worth $200 on eBay right now.
Oh, what? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's
To remind you, this was when Fantasy Flight Games had control of Netrunner.
Yeah,
So
this is
when
like
you
the
bought
early days.
when you bought something for it, you got full play sets of every card that you bought in that set. And basically the idea was take like one of the opuses, split it up into 6 chunks, and they have a little cards for each color in each of those chunks, and you get a full play set of each of those cards. So you only need to buy one to get a complete set. But the promos, you got like one per tournament, and the winner got an ID, which that gets a little more technical and in depth. But this card was like one of those cards that you'd have 3 of in a deck, and it's like 200 for one copy. And this was commonly a card that you'd throw 3 in your deck because it would slow people down.
So,
That sounds kind of cheap.
Well, yeah, when you're looking from a Magic standpoint, but the thing is, Magic.
I was looking at a Yu-Gi-Oh standpoint.
You So let me see. Depending on which game you're coming from, looking at it, it could be cheap, it could be normal, or it could be expensive.
Yeah.
Right. The longer established games.
Magic right now is like a stock market. You never know what Wachi's going to just reprint.
It sounds
So
like
your cards will be
you just joined the Yu-Gi-Oh crowd and being a stock market.
Yeah. Well, no, that's how Magic is right now because they're releasing new stuff all the time. Like every month they've had a release. Whether it's a secret lab.
Oh,
or
okay.
a
No,
full
that's
set.
worse than the Yu-Gi-Oh stock market, I think.
Yeah. And so
That's
you don't know
that's a
what's coming.
Bushiroad market right there.
Yeah, that's Bushiroad. And you don't know if they're going to reprint a card and all of a sudden that card's price is going to tank.
Yeah.
Or you don't know if it's not going to reprint a card, but something's going to interact with the card, and so now that card's stock price rises. And then on top of that, you've got the Commander submarket, which is one of the only formats that most people are playing nowadays, because at least I don't have to get the play set.
yeah. Let's see. So, okay.
Right. Last thing we have to talk about before we forget, promo related, is the Noir Collector's albums.
Oh yes.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, we started talking about Tifa and I almost forgot it.
Yeah. So, Merry Christmas to everybody. Enjoy your sporty spice Tifas.
Yeah. Or if it's not Merry Christmas,
Happy
until
Hanukkah.
or
Merry
and whatever
Kwanzaa.
else, yeah.
Yeah, whatever you celebrate there, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
I looked about 3 or 4 days ago, and it seems like the Noir collections are still in stock.
That's good. Wait. How much are they on the shop?
They're like 80 USD, I think. And
Yeah.
And I was tempted to pick up a second or a third one, to be completely honest, but
I
I'm
don't
not
have the
gonna
money
open
to
them for
really
the
get it
cards.
right now. Oh,
I don't have the money for the cards.
So, here's the thing to warn the viewers about. If you get the Noir collection, okay, yes, the cards are playable. They are also individually sealed and are not intended to leave the packaging they are sealed in. If you damage the card getting it out, Square Enix will not replace it.
Oh yeah, they specify that in the announcement on their screen. Yep.
Yeah, so it is important to remember, yes, these cards are playable. No, they won't replace them if you screw up. So if you are going to open them, be very careful about it and think it through.
So it's basically open at your own discretion.
Yeah, open at your own risk.
So,
I would-
Designator, can I see your collector edition then?
So, I'm just kind of concerned mostly about how the singles are going to be priced if you open them and try and secondary market that.
Feeling that they are going to, I think they'll go for slightly below the full arts from the sets. With the exception of the Red 13, because that's a rare from Opus 14. The I have a feeling the Reno will be worth a bit more because it's
Like, my main concerns were specifically behind just the Tifa and the Cloud, even though they're signatured, they're still technically full arts. Only when the stock is gone am I wondering how crazy it's going to be, because again, how many people are actually going to open these?
yeah. How many people are actually going to open these to sell on the secondary market? How many people are going to try and just move the case as a whole on the secondary market?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be one of those things where it's like, you know how you can get like the Funko Pop sets, and like the individual pops are worth a lot, but if you get the whole case, it's worth like astronomical amounts.
Oh, I don't want to talk about Funko Pops, but I know what you mean. All these collector... It's basically the concept of like having a full set versus singles, right?
Yeah.
Like when people collect literally one of every card in a booster set, and then they try and sell it that way. Like, yes, you'd be able to quote-unquote make your money. It would be significantly more, but for a longer period of time, because it's why people will buy versus singles where you can make your money quickly, but then you might be stuck with jank.
Yeah, I have a friend who's a moderator for the TCG market on Facebook, and he's been with it since it formed. He only recently got moderatorship, but he's been with it since it formed. He has like astronomically good karma, whatnot, have you. And
astronomically good karma.
And up until recently, up until he met me, he was just collecting because he didn't have any metas nearby that he could play at. And now he's playing and he's got the bug, and it's like, oh my! And he knows how to manipulate the market to get whatever he needs. It's scary.
These are not things we say on stream, but okay.
Okay, when I say manipulate the market, I mean he knows who to contact, and he knows what to offer and what prices.
Okay, so we know how to play the vendor game, basically.
He knows how to play the vendor game. Okay.
Yeah.
He knows how not to get scammed in the vendor game. It's the big thing.
So basically, he knows how to do it without seeming like an absolute Yeah.
And so he sat there and he built like 3 decks, and he was really happy with those decks. So what does he do? Oils them out.
Oh, you always have to foil them out.
Yeah. Well, we we in the community respect the blade.
Yes, thank you.
You must respect the blade.
Yes, I said that earlier, and I'm sticking to that statement. You have to respect the blade.
Yeah. See, Dark Lord gets it. But, it's like, he's trying to sell he's trying to sell the collection from when he was first collecting. It's literally a one of every card.
Oh, wow.
Every paper, every foil, and if it has one, every full art.
Oh my god.
And every
So those are master
non-foil full
sets.
art. Yeah, so he's literally got one of every single card printed for the game in that collection. Except I think A1. I think A1's the only one he's missing.
Oh, like the sideways cloud thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
Sideways
promotional
promo.
ones. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's last time I checked. That's
Like a $2,000 card.
Okay.
is it? Last time I checked, it was like $500, $600, $700 US. That was a while ago, so.
Well, let's check.
Let's check.
So when the game first came out, to promote it, they released a promo card that had a QR code on it. It was called, it pictured Cloud on it, and it had a QR code. And it was listed, let's see, last one. Okay, there's one listed for about 400, and it
Good.
and it's in stock.
It's going down. That's a good thing. That's all
Yeah.
we are. All
I'm
collectors are
checking-
going
yeah.
Price
So-
500.
Yeah, so this card was distributed to generate hype for the card game at conventions and stuff, and people were throwing them in trash cans. Like,
What?
nobody, like, people were throwing them in trash cans, they were getting rid of them, nobody was holding on to them.
Yeah, it's part of the 2015 when TCGs hit kind of a boom, and there were a lot of them.
The
making
second
thing.
golden age of TCGs, where everything you could think of had a TCG. Like,
Not
late
necessarily everything, but like this is where a lot of stuff started coming out. Like Vanguard hit its biggest point around this time. Bushiroad did Bushiroad things and decided to push, I believe it was Buddy Fight, as their newest game. Right, and then we also had Weiss Wars taking off, and then we had things like Monsuno, Transformers, all of these things started. Oh, Kaijudo, like all these things started coming up around here.
FFG
And
started
FF.
doing the LGs,
Yeah.
LCGs. Yeah.
And then FF kind of hit the stride, so I'm pretty sure everyone was sick of it, and they just thought the game wouldn't take off or live, and basically, which is why promos got trashed if they did. Shame on you people for throwing out valuable cards.
Right?
Well, when I say people were throwing them away, I mean, like, if you went to conventions, the majority of the people from the convention, they'd open up their swag bag, they'd see the Cloud, and they'd throw it in the trash.
Yeah, no, why
Be
would
like-
you do that? Everyone
they'd be
loves
like-
Cloud.
They'd be like, "Oh, this is an advertisement for a Final Fantasy card game. That's probably not going to last months," and toss it.
Yeah, basically.
Bet you those people are now kicking themselves in the ass for that.
I mean,
Some of them may not have even realized they had it. Like, it literally was like advertisement, advertisement, advertisement. Oh, look, a cute advertisement, but advertisement.
they probably
And
didn't
then
even realize there was a
sort of
card at that point. They're just like, oh, look, a piece of paper.
Yeah. I mean, you have to remember the card stock of a Final Fantasy card is way different than any other card game I've experienced.
Yeah, I think the card game history aside, Argent Saga tried to do it and didn't really last.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
So,
oof.
yeah.
Like I said, card history and company history with the card game aside,
Ugh.
like I said, aside from that,
It's worse.
These are
We
the
could be
only-
Bandai.
Them's
But-
fighting words, sir.
I know,
It's like-
but you can't deny the truth. Okay, like I know
Nobody
that it's a
can
bit of a
deny it.
it's a bit of a low blow, but one, we're not Bandai, and two, we're not Bushiroad. Okay,
Yeah.
you can respect those two things on its own.
Yes, those two things are very respectable on its own. But as far as back to the point, the Nor case. As far as that goes, I am expecting them to sit in the 60 to 100 bracket until it goes scarce, and then they'll go up from there. I see them in the same vein as the Amano arcs.
yeah. No, honestly, I think this set, after all said and done, because of the chase cards, I think of a mono art Aerith, Cloud, and Sephiroth.
Yeah.
Not to mention the really pretty art cards are full art already, but the mono art concept reprints.
Yeah.
Plus, you
I love the concept of the mono art reprints. Like,
I'm the odd one out here where I'm not a big fan of the mono art reprints, just because, not that I'm not a fan of a mono art, but like, I just didn't see a reason to reprint them. It's weird. It's weird.
You have to remember that the Cloud and the Sephiroth were from Opus 11, the most underprinted set.
Oh,
that
yes.
Right before the pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah,
See,
and then the Aerith
The Aerith is from 8.
she's from a different set.
Yeah, Aerith's from a different set. But the Cloud and the Sephiroth, the Cloud is from the
it's a starter deck.
Sephiroth starter deck. And the Sephiroth is the legendary Dark Sephiroth from 11.
Such a weird choice of things to say we're gonna reprint is all that's getting me right now. It's like,
honestly, I think it's a smart move that they did those 3. I mean, they've already done Tifa with like
the Cloud is very popular because of the Avalanche deck.
Yep.
The Avalanche deck runs one of that Cloud because it allows you to if you play him turn 1, it allows you to Zerg out any member of Avalanche.
Oh, don't say I need it for Avalanche. I'm hoping I pull it in my next box so I can play the one of full art.
And then there's Cloud poster boy, Sephiroth poster villain,
and Aerith is
Aerith the arguable best girl. I say arguable because it's Aerith versus Tifa, and I have no skin in that fight.
And I yell Team Yuffie from the background.
So, funny enough...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, funny enough, in terms of video game lore, quickly, Tetsuya Nomura designed the game to be open-ended between who people think Cloud should be with, Aerith or Tifa. You designed it specifically like that.
There's also a Barrett ending.
there was a Barrett date thing, yes. Because there actually is a affinity or whatnot system that's hidden in the game that you don't really know.
It's a JRPG. They're gonna have this at this point if no one realizes it by now.
It's like, what was it, the sauna scene in 7 where Cloud walks into all the guys that are naked?
Yeah, something like
Bath,
that.
but yeah, pretty much the same thing. Yep.
But yeah, the thing is, just again on the concept of like the mono arts, I understand that they're the 3, I guess, iconic to a degree characters of FF7. Again, I'm saying to a degree because Aerith Tifa is debatable.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just felt like in the event, like it could have been different instead of just picking 3 cards and saying here's new art. Like, why couldn't we just do something crazy and be like, here's one of these cards that's signed instead of the Yuffie? Is what I'm trying to say.
Interestingly enough, this goes back to a conversation we had with Quinn. We were talking about how the game needs more reprints of key cards, and by doing it as an alternate art, it preserves the market for the collectors because the old stuff won't change value too much beyond. Now the gamers don't have to go to the collectors to get it, but the new one gives the collector something new to go towards. Like, if they had just reprinted the full art Sephiroth, he's already been full art. Like, the Sephiroth, the Cloud, and the Tifa from Opus 11 all have full art versions of themselves.
This is where collector sets technically would be a better place to come in, like the anniversary kit. Where they reprinted like however many things, or doing reprints in like the starter decks, like they're doing Gold Vez versus Cecil and stuff. Like, I'm just seeing it from this perspective. If they're already doing that, why not do that, right?
Right.
Like, they're making the Sephiroth boss deck. Why not just put the full art Sephiroth in the boss deck?
Part of it is getting an art card from the original concept artist from Final Fantasy 1 to... Actually, almost every Final Fantasy logo and everything else up to 10,
Final Fantasy is... Yeah, a mono.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's my lack of knowledge on the whole concept art thing then. And I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
Amano-
everyone loves the Amano art.
Basically, whenever they write the story of a Final Fantasy, they give it to Amano, and Amano makes the concept art for all of the characters in that story.
Also, anything that's made in the boss decks is not allowed to be played in the actual game too.
Actually, there are.
Yes, there are
There's a
cards you
handful
can
of
use.
cards that are allowed.
Yeah, it's basically boss decks have gold border cards to specify that they're boss deck cards, but then there are certain cards that are reprinted that are playable in them.
So,
like
like
for
when-
instance, the
yeah.
full art Kadaj.
You
So
can use the Kadaj.
Yeah, so in the Sephiroth deck that's coming out, they reprinted Kadaj from the 11 starter, the one that blinks out of play at the end of your turn and returns at the end of their turn.
Mhm.
They reprinted him as
Yeah.
a foil full art. And
Yeah.
you get a full playset of him in the Sephiroth starter deck.
Wait, you get a playset? I thought you only get
Yeah.
one.
no, you get a full playset foil full art.
He's the same thing
Ooh.
as the Sephiroth that you get from the Chaos starter deck.
Awesome.
He's the same
okay.
position.
Okay.
So you only need 2 of the
Because
boss decks.
because I thought it was like I'm pretty sure the Chaos one only had the one Garland in it, right?
No, it has a full playset of the
Okay.
Opus 7 Sephiroth. That's the full art.
Also, there's 2 different modes
So
for the
weird.
boss fight deck. There's the hard
Yeah.
mode, which those cards specifically can only be used with the boss. But then it's the regular mode, which those can be used in any other standard deck.
No,
This
no,
is
no,
the
no.
hard
So-
mode.
So the hard mode.
Yeah, those
is-
cards you can't use in standard.
Yeah.
Well,
most of the cards that are legal for play in the game, they get replaced in the hard mode, is what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have like a hard mode exclusive for that
Yeah.
deck.
Yeah.
For those of you who are curious, for Chaos, they do things like putting EX bursts on a few cards, which make it the hard mode. So there's like 15 or something different ones. They'll have the same gold border that signifies it as a boss deck card. It does similar things, but
It's like Power Crypt all high
boosted. Yeah,
health.
it'll be Power Crypt and it'll have an EX burst or something like that,
Yeah.
for example. Because
So
like
let's just say
Chaos had like a Zalera where it was like break a forward of like whatever, and then it wasn't an EX burst, and then the hard mode one was like here it's a burst now. Plus it just
Yeah.
breaks anything.
They reprinted Galuf, and the only difference between normal Galuf, which is like one of 3 effects when he comes in, is you get all those effects when you play Galuf as the boss mode version.
I really am excited. Maybe we should host an untapped boss fight day
Ooh.
sometime.
So I tried boss fight when I was at Toronto's pop-up KubaCon thing.
I love to try boss fight.
There was 4 of us against 1 guy, and it was like, no.
Isn't the character limit 3? Like you had a handicap.
It's up to 4.
It's
up to
I
4.
thought it was 2 to
No,
3.
I think it's 5, but it's at least 4, or minimum 2, up to 4, maybe 5.
I think I would accept 4 just because it's standard FF party size, but
Yeah. But the boss goes second every time. Blah blah blah. Boss has, instead of 5 backups, has 10 backups to lay down.
Yeah, they can lay down up to 10 backups, and they start with 2 in play.
yeah, and
So,
one character.
Garland, yeah.
Garland forward, Chaos,
Yeah.
and Spiritus as
Spiritus.
backups.
And then boss
But-
draws 4 cards.
Yeah, instead of draws
It's nothing.
2.
It's nothing big. It's nothing crazy. It's only Spiritus letting me use dark characters for dark sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
see a pure later truck sitting outside my house. I wonder if that's my playmats.
ooh, go check. Do it.
I'll see if they come to my door. Anyway,
So,
Um,
that's
So-
all the upcoming product releases, isn't it?
Isn't there a new star deck coming up?
Oh,
yes,
the
we're
13
gonna get the
custom
13
set.
starter.
That's the one where they reprint Opus 13's full art lightning and non.
Yeah, the
Her-
Galuf
Yeah.
dress.
Yeah, her gala dress, the same thing as the sleeves for Opus 13 sneak.
Yep.
Pre-release.
Yes, that one. So I'm kind of excited because I haven't been able to locate boxes of Opus 13 for a reasonable amount of money. Plus, I also stopped buying stuff for myself for Christmas, you know, to be polite. And so I'm excited for that because it's reprinting that lightning. It also is a fire and lightning deck, and it's supposed to be for Opus 13, which makes me think they're going to try and fit all of the characters between fire and lightning. Which would
Opus
be-
13 or Category 13?
Sorry, Category 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which makes me think they're going to try and fit all the
No.
characters.
They need to make more dancers for 11.
We're not going near 11 right now.
Um,
anywhere near
Are you
actually,
kidding? Are you kidding? We got an Arciela last set, and we get an Arciela this set.
And this RCL is...
actually, now that I think about it, I think there's a project. I think they released the trailer of a single player FF11.
Oh, that is... Yeah, that's something I actually want to do. Like,
I don't know what they're naming it, but it's pretty much. Yeah, you're just
it's
making
the
a
story of FF11. But
It's
sold
pretty
out.
much like graphics, character, everything is like, yeah, this is just FF11. You're calling it something else, but this is FF11.
I need more 11.
But
No, nobody needs more Shantoto in their life. A little
We all-
Shantoto
we
is more
all-
than enough.
I need more RCL.
No, you're right. We don't need any more Shantotos. We just need more dancers.
You don't have to look at 11 specifically for dancers. We have 14 and we
Yes,
have
you do when you want to do
You
titles.
Well-
you got 7. Andre?
Andrea.
No, we
Andre.
need more dancers for 11.
But
I'm looking forward to Opus, what is it?
Hello.
20? Opus 20, the one with Alphino in the front.
Oh, yes.
Apparently, based on the stream that they were saying, the stream that went on, I think it was the other day or yesterday, I can't remember now. They said that they can't release any information, but it sounds like they've been working on the cards already. So
Yeah. So
Yes,
I
they've been
heard.
working on it. The only thing they can say is that Alphino's going to be in the set because you don't put Alphino on your box art and then not have him in the set.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm expecting to get like another like 2 different Ishtoas. That not that I'm complaining.
Actually,
but-
if it's Endwalker, that means they're going. Obviously, they're releasing the Sage for Alphino. That means they're also going to be releasing Reaper.
oh no.
And more dancers?
Probably.
I mean, if we're going past Shadowbringers and there's still a chance to get dancers, yeah. I mean, we had what's her name. I'm bad for forgetting.
Actually, wait. I wonder if they're going to add the character. If they've been working on it for a while, but
I don't think they're going to have that.
the Reaper character.
That I don't think they're going to have that character in the set. But that's
Ooh.
just because it's
Yeah.
post Endwalker.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, true. I mean, they added Crystal XR, but without actually saying his actual name, but they showed his face on like the star deck. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Questionable things, to be honest. Questionable things. I do want to see another Xenos.
oh,
I
Reaper
wanna see
Xenos, yes.
I want to see Reaper Xenos. I would welcome another, another set of samurais in if we really had to.
Actually, there'll be another Shinryu, wouldn't there?
Can we finally get Aura in our card art?
Isn't there already Aura? I thought
Can
there
we
was.
get more? Can we get more Aura in our card art if there isn't any, or if there was any? Like
We haven't got Rothgar, have we?
we did. There was I think it was a paladin with a Rothgar. I could be wrong.
But that's
It's
gonna
common.
be.
It's like common or rare. I don't obviously because I don't pay attention to those.
Wait a minute. If it's Endwalker,
Mm-hmm.
does that mean, because obviously it's on the logo, does that mean the Zodiac and Heidelin might be in the cards?
That's obviously going to be our light and darks for that set, right?
Probably as either a summon or a primal forward.
Oh, I got more primals. No, don't say more primals.
Primals! I mean, last time we had multicolor cards, we had got primals, and they only warped the meta so hard that, they're worth like 20 to 30 bucks each a piece. Some upwards of 50.
Still foil
I'm
hunting.
looking at you, Bismarck.
It's a very nice card to own. Foil Bismarcks.
Yeah, I have a full playset.
Yeah.
A shame
I
that
just-
for whatever
Foil
reason it's on the
Titan.
watch list.
Oh, Bismarck is on the. It's a very degenerate card. Like it enables too much nonsense to happen.
No,
It
I
doesn't
completely
enable
get
too
that.
much nonsense to happen, but the problem is, and
They
the
keep
reason they will never touch
Printing
it,
things.
is because it's the only thing that keeps Wind in the game. If
I
Wind
don't-
didn't have Bismarck, you would not see wind nearly as much as you do now. Bismarck allows wind to do its job.
That's almost like the similar argument of Guido and Barrel Eye.
Guido?
A lot of people have been dropping Barrel Eye from like dual color decks though. So.
No, I'm just saying, like, at the time when Guido wasn't banned, I mean. And people are like, oh, they're not going to touch an old card like that. They're not going to touch it.
The difference is, Guido locked your opponent down and didn't allow them to do anything. Bismarck does not lock your opponent down. Your opponent can still do things. You're allowed to play the game if Bismarck's out. It's just harder now. You get where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
There's a big difference between what Guido did and what Bismarck does.
I did not play at the time Guido was a thing, so I'm not going to say much.
It was bad.
Guido basically locked you at 0 cards in hand and you couldn't do anything. It was like the Yada lock in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Ugh.
Yeah, like, you can still do something. It's like, I play this. Okay.
Yeah, basically, you would have to play your hand each turn, and if you couldn't, you were going to lose those cards.
Oh, so it's Scale Toad plus friends.
Yes.
Kinda, but also he just goes with Barrel Eye on the field and goes, yeah, you like that field that you guys lay down forwards? Yeah. It'll be a shame if they died.
Alright.
My dancer?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so Sildra then, if we're on the topic of that, is just a card that's only been getting better and better the more sets that
Right.
I understand why that's on the watch list.
Yep. And it's been on the watch list a little bit longer than Bismarck, so I can see that being hit.
Sildra's been on the watch list. They've been side-eyeing Sildra for a while because it's too efficient. At the very least, it's I get rid of Sildra to swap 2 cards in my hand for 2 in my deck.
Yeah, but that's insane.
And it only goes
you're
up in value
taking
from there.
yeah, because like they're also branching out and doing things with different cost numbers and reasons why.
Back your deck?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the Soldier back.
Like when they come up with things that cost different, like Ash 6 cost, it just makes it easier to toolbox the living shit out of your deck with really nice water cards.
Yeah.
So I understand why that's on the list, and
You're
I'm
not
hoping.
wrong. I run 2 in my water crystals deck. I run 2 Sildra. I run the new Leviathan. I run there's all sorts of ways for me to get what I need out of that deck.
Wait, is that Leviathan? That's not searchable, is it?
Leviathan's searchable with it. It's a water character of 9 costs. You are not going to see many other 9 cost characters.
No, I thought you meant Leviathan Summon.
Oh, no. Leviathan Summon, not searchable outside of Thornton, but Thornton can search for anything.
Thornton and Moogle 11.
Yeah. You can technically search it with Rydia.
True.
Okay.
If you were doing RPP... Oh, wrong Rydia. You wouldn't want to play that Rydia anyway.
I was scared for a second that we could search Valor Leviathan off of Sildra for a second.
No.
Alright, no, it's just you can have a not 6 costed 6 cost that just bleps anything out of existence on entry.
Yeah.
Try having to have decks that just play that Sildra for free, essentially.
Yeah. Like
I know you play one of those.
RPP.
Hi.
I know you play Summon.deck. It's nice. I appreciate it.
Yep, RPP.
And I play Dancer.deck.
Do you want to know why I run that Ixion? Because of RPP. Because I am so tired of that deck.
I'm just happy Ixion exists.
Yeah. If it weren't for Ixion, that deck would be even more degenerate.
If it weren't for Ixion, you'd have to play Garuda.
Actually, now that I think about it, there is another version of Garuda that they haven't added into the game. Final Fantasy 15 Garuda. During the 14-15 crossover.
That's there. That's Lady of the Vortex, isn't it?
No, that's 14.
No,
15's...
that's 14 and she's in the game. She's a rare.
I know.
You just
I thought
prefer
the
to forget
crossover-
she exists.
No, I thought that was the Gerudo we were referring to, but they still
Oh.
have plenty of time. There's still like a million characters and like a million other things that Enix has not put in the game yet, so there's
Actually,
plenty
wait a
of
minute.
room.
And we've got a whole new Final Fantasy that's going to add even more to the game.
Like, I'm still waiting on Stranger
16.
Paradise.
Yeah,
Ooh.
they haven't even touched.
I actually have Stranger Paradise. If anyone, side topic, but if people are here that play it, I want to play that again. Anyway, so.
I love Stranger. I don't know if it was obvious, but I had Chaos for a reason. I love Stranger Paradise and Garland. Like, hello.
Chaos! I hate chaos!
It's such a good game.
I know.
But
Just that trailer was meme-worthy.
yeah, though for me, the song is a good pick because the song means something a little bit more for me. I love Final Fantasy. Also, the song was used at my grandfather's funeral years back, and I'm like, perfect.
Final Fantasy is the game for
Oh god. But
I'm back in the early 90s. Oh boy.
once upon a time in the land of metal mines, his brother vegetation decay. Come on.
Come on. Let's not break copyright right now. Let's stick on topic.
I mean, they're no longer a band anymore, so.
Oh, you're right. Still.
Showdown.
Oh god. But another game that might bring a lot more cards, not next year, but the next year after, is 16.
Yeah, like I was saying, we have a whole new game that's on the horizon that's going to definitely add cards.
Actually, so for a while, like as you probably know, 90s, early 2000s was like the golden age of Final Fantasy, right?
Mm-hmm. FF7.
Well, yeah, and whatnot. I think we're in a silver age.
Ooh,
It's not quite as good as the Golden Age, but we are in a Silver Age.
Let's link
getting
14
more
and
fleshed
13.
out.
Well, is this like
Seven's getting more fleshed out. They kind of did a prequel to 1, which implies that they might go back and, give 1 the 7 treatment where they just completely redo the whole thing.
Don't get my hopes up.
I mean, they kind of already put it in a point where it explains what.
It basically explains 1
Yeah.
in its own way. It didn't feel the same just because like they did do a little bit of out of the box work and like tribute to the other
Imagine
series.
You got the Emperor in HD sitting there taking over hell and taking over heaven. My good
would
half went
honestly
to heaven
say-
and my bad half went to hell, and you're now royally fucked.
So two things. 1, they are putting the pixel remasters on Nintendo Switch, which I'm very happy about.
Hey.
Because 2, we never had a very easily accessible version of FF5.
Yes.
Not really.
And
no.
FF6 is long overdue for a remake as well. Not pixel remaster, but whatever. Because it's, again, one of the most popular storytelling-based FFs.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can agree with that. It may not be like on like the.
I would totally get behind if they remade 2 instead of remaking 1, because 2 had some god-awful mechanics.
Oh, don't remind
was
me.
it 2,
Oh.
was it 2 the job system or was that 4?
No.
They scrapped it. No, 2, they scrapped the job system for character action level up. So, like, if you
Oh,
wanted to
yes,
level up a
yes,
stat,
that's right.
you had to do more of the thing.
And
the
or
one
get
that
hit with
ended the
more to
fight
skill.
Damage, so that way you could gain more
Yeah.
health.
Yeah.
Things like that.
So 3 introduced the job system.
Which was
5
okay, and
is-
then
yeah.
5 just
they reached the peak when they made Butts and Crew.
yeah. But yeah. So probably other than that, actually, any for I guess the holidays, anything that the community is doing that you guys know of for the holidays, or otherwise.
We're finally having our pre-release on Saturday.
There's
It's just been like
Literally.
the distributor for our store, like either they kept feeding us a line while realizing that they didn't get enough product or whatnot, but for some reason we just got the pre-release kits this week. Like, I was actually able to put my hands on a pre-release kit this week.
Wow.
And we still haven't gotten our boxes yet. And our store owner is like, this has been such a nightmare. Like, just getting the pre-release kits has been such a nightmare. And getting restocked on stuff in the store has been such a nightmare. I'm buying a whole bunch of stuff and trying to coast out without having to reorder stuff, because we went a whole month without any Final Fantasy stuff showing up in orders, and so we were all sitting at the same half a box of Opus 17 that entire month, and we didn't get any restock at all.
I was actually kind of surprised. Like, I'm not trying to do like a comparison thing, but I was actually kind of surprised, honestly, that on pre-release official week, like the shop when I go to got it on correct day, and same with the box. I was like, wait, what? I'm checking, going, wait, what?
We get to play on the actual pre-release weekend?
Right? It's like, wait, stars aligned? Am I in hell? Is it frozen over? What's going on?
Oh yeah, that happened to me as well, actually. My local, they got their kits a week before the set came out instead of when the set came out with their boxes.
Yeah.
Huh.
We just got ours this week. And
Wasn't there like a rumor or like some sort of news going around that like there was no guarantee on whether or not stores were actually going to get them up for the set?
Yeah, like that was part of the problem. Was there was a lot of miscommunication between the distributors and Square Enix, and so that's why they were like, just for this once, you can pre-order your pre-release kits through us. And it's like, what the hell happened that the communication between the distributor and Hobby Japan broke down that much?
Yeah, but other than that, which by the way sucks, there has to be. Well, sorry, there is communication between Square Enix and in terms of the team for the card game. Problem: a lot of people don't tend to reach out with specific questions, and when they do, it's, I don't know. It's just, I tend to ask questions for like the North American side on their Facebook on Messenger. Just go, okay, I want one. I'm wondering this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
They tend to answer within like.
They don't answer. Yeah.
I get answers.
So it's just a matter of the community not being as vocal as they should, is what I'm trying to hear.
Well,
Right now.
it's one of those, if you're stubborn enough to keep going and trying, i.e. hi. If you're stubborn enough to keep going and whatnot, then you're fine. Obviously, if they don't want to answer some things, they don't answer some things, which is whatever. But you get the right question, you get the right timing. They're pretty decent in terms of answering the questions. At least for me, anyways.
Yeah.
But it's timing. It's like
We play card games. Timing is one of the things no one will ever understand.
right?
Nobody understands the timing of this game.
I'm still like struggling to fully grasp it. Like I enjoy that I can do anything whenever I want, so to speak. But I also find it confusing to say, can I do this now or can I not do this now?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting because the game interacts like Simplified Magic, but it doesn't.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know. I think it could learn from like other games too in terms of ruling, just to kind of keep stuff from being degenerate to a new degree, which is modifying the stack system a little. I'm sorry, I'm complaining now just because I can't stand when somebody double Adelards and Goblins and my Cuckoo Lane only works after the effects have procced already.
Yeah. There is one thing now that people have been wanting for an official way to play online other than webcam.
Yep.
So, yeah.
A client would be great.
But here comes the problem. Bandai is pushing out all these different clients for their card games. Okay. Bushiroad released their Switch game, which was.
Let's not talk about that.
I guess I'm just saying, like, in terms of clients, they released other clients for their games, and it's just been kind of like. Blah, 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 blah. So.
Is this a la 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 not listening moment?
So, I can see Square Enix / Hobby Japan going. These have worked, but these haven't. I'm just playing devil's advocate, considering right now people are wanting clients, and as I can probably see them as a company going, we have examples of online clients not working versus online clients working. So it's a really huge. Yeah. Actually, though, there could be a way to actually improve stuff. What Bandai did with Dragon Ball, at least, it was short-lived. Well, the system was there. Was a shop tournament, like, scorekeeping thing. So, you do score themes through a mobile app, submit it, and then it'll give, like, top players of whatever locals and whatnot. It'll show, like, a ranking system, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know there's, like, the tournament program for the PC, that's fine, but something like after a tournament's done, and then the TO or whoever else can submit their spot in the tournament or something like that, and then it just uploads to like a ranking system or something like that.
Yeah, so
like,
Pokemon does something like that, where based on the amount of events you attend, you get a point system scaled towards, I guess, qualification for higher tier events.
which actually I would obviously
I don't think that's the best, because a game this small means there might not be as many stores running.
Yeah. I just think like maybe ideas that might spice it up a little bit, right? But that's up to how Japan and Square Enix to decide if they're going to do something like that or not.
I'm pretty sure 8 years down the road already, they're probably not going to change much of what they're doing.
Apparently, West Coast is like convinced that last 3 or last 6 will be the competitive format going forward.
Then we're stepping into again other TCG territory like Pokemon and Magic with blocks. No, nothing wrong with that, but
yeah,
it doesn't feel right to me.
It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel good, especially with as long as they've let standard run.
Yeah, because again, like I feel like we're too far into
sets.
Yeah, you're too far down the hole.
Other than banning obvious problems like
So,
Boshery.
Like the best thing they can do is just pull a Yu-Gi-Oh and just have a more heavily managed ban list system.
Yeah, ban restrict list.
Yeah, just have a larger scale one and like literally do a similar thing.
There's a few cards that could probably benefit from being restricted. I wouldn't mind being restricted on Bismarck.
Yeah, one Bismarck.
One Bismarck totally reigns him in.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, we'd have to go out of our way to really identify a lot of the problem cards, and some of them are already being played at 1, where it wouldn't have things
and
like
then
Althea.
There's another problem that.
No, I usually see Althea at 2 or 3.
Sorry. Yeah, but like I'm saying, if you put on a list, like Althea would be like a semi card or a single limit card. Like you really have to make those hits matter.
Yeah.
For having a full ban restricted list to work. Like if you see a card like what's your name, Wind Princess Fiona.
Yeah.
Fiona's usually like I don't know how many you're at. I see her as a 1 of.
I never see Fiona. Like,
so
I thought she was a staple for Wind, right?
So
then there's things like Fat Chocobo, which are already at 1. People only play 1 Choco Latte, and Northtalon's a 3 of. Hitting Northtalon to 1 could be a thing.
Yeah, Northtalon, Fat Chocobo, Choco Latte, Althea, and I've seen some Waltrill. Waltrill's made a comeback.
Waltrill is the
one that
Northtalon target.
Northtalon, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is
like you. Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
This is where I was going to mention. We each in our own locals or country or region see different problem cards and different problem deck archetypes that make our locals, region, or countries meta play oppressive, and they're all different between each different areas. Like for Canada, yeah, Moshri was a thing, but it wasn't really played a lot that I saw, and I was playing against a lot of the more high tier players from Ottawa and all that, right?
I never seen an issue with it.
So
I didn't either, but some of the big places in the States and
Volca?
So,
yeah, we never saw those decks played.
Okay.
so the issue was Folka lets you discard your summons to get them into the discard pile.
And then Mashri would let you use those summons to
that.
do something?
Yeah, so it was sort of like the Kingsblade with Nyx, only on crack. Because what Moshri could do is she could reduce the cost of summons by 3. She could bounce anyone, including herself. So if you tried to get rid of her, she'd just bounce
come back.
herself. And then you'd pay her for 2. She only costs 2.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that she wasn't a problem. I'm just saying that
You didn't see it as much on
Yeah.
your end.
yeah.
See it up north as much. But basically the issue was the deck was very efficient and it only ran like 4 people. It ran Folka, it ran Marshari, it ran Lightning, the Savior Lightning that looks like Yuna,
Okay.
and it ran
That lightning is so good.
yeah, so basically because you ran so few forwards, your opponent would usually always have more forwards than you. So when Lightning came in, she was removing a problem from the game entirely.
Yeah.
And then you could either flicker her or you could bounce her with Moshari and play her again.
Yeah, but as you know, what I was trying to get as each region has.
Its own issues with what problem cards would be.
So for Hobby Japan / Square Enix, they have to. Usually, they would have to kind of pinpoint and kind of converge on what's the most problematic card within everywhere.
Yeah. But then I guess we could kind of have an OCG TCG thing, just like how Yu-Gi-Oh's got it going, if that's the case.
Well,
Because
with the OCG TCG thing is there is stuff in OCG that's unbanned, and for some reason, even though it hasn't caused any issues in OCG, TCG still bans it.
So TCG bans it preemptively for Yu-Gi-Oh because they see, like, sometimes they see the problem coming, sometimes they just miss it outright. But usually when they do a preemptive thing like that, they go, okay, we know because in Japan this ran rampant for too long, we can stop it here before it happens. Sometimes they make the bad decision, like the Halki Fibrax banning, which, again, if you don't know Yu-Gi-Oh, it's okay, I'm spouting words at you. They tried to hit every card that worked around that card instead of just the one card itself for like a year, and then they finally said, okay, we'll just ban the one card and take the rest off the list.
Yeah, the reason why they didn't ban the card outright to begin with was
It's
because
a selling point, obviously.
it was being reprinted in the next
Yeah.
set that they were having. They're like,
Yeah.
this wasn't gonna buy that, so.
But that's the thing I'm trying to say, like, but the thing is different with Final Fantasy is because we're working on a simul release scale, which I really like. I don't know why, but for some reason Final Fantasy is just hitting all the things I want in a TCG and doing it right for some reason, besides the ban list stuff. Because you can't really do something that much, like that large scale. It's either you hit the same things for both, because if we start doing it regionally outside of just saying TCG, OCG, if we do it regionally and you say like this is Canada, this is US, you cause too many problems in making the game accessible to players and understand, like easy understanding.
And changing the ban list anyway.
Yeah, if you have to manage like 3 different ban lists, and like I travel to the US for an event and I'm only used to playing Canadian meta, I'm gonna get my shit stomped in because like you guys might not have Bismarck and I have Bismarck, and I'll be like, well, I don't know how to play without Bismarck or something, just for a very loose example.
Very loose example of what you're saying. You come to Canada, you go to the regionals, you didn't know that they're in the ban list, and you play Bismarck, all of a sudden you realize, that card's banned. Like, what?
Yeah, it's something like that. To a degree, yeah. Like, I'm just gonna hand myself an L for not knowing, but that's why I think, again, and I'm gonna say this, like, it's really hard for a game that's already been established for this long to make a big change.
Right, and format changes is one of the biggest issues you can.
Which is why, if we're doing what we're doing now, we have to take the ban list and just improve on the amount of cards we're hitting and why, and then maybe fix up how the ban list works. And the other thing they could do, which is a very scary, very hard thing to do, but will work, is you have to dilute the market with the cards that are older and make them more accessible, so everyone's playing on a more fair scale and has the same access. Because yes, there are cards that are technically newer, or were reprinted, or haven't been reprinted, and the people need to play it.
One other thing that must happen 100%. I am so tired of this. A centralized fucking area for the ban restrict list and the FAQ and rules questions, so I can go to one place to see this shit, because I'm tired of having to search the goddamn Twitter, failing, and having some guy go, here's a Twitter post that explains why you're wrong, and I sit there and go, great, so because my Google foo was weak, I now look like a complete and total idiot.
Yeah, I've only been playing the game for like 5 months, and I'm in the same hole.
Yep, and I'm...
Hey, here's the Judge FAQ test thing for you.
No, they aren't going to do that, and they aren't going to do that because of the magic judges.
I thought the ban lists were like rotating. What? I thought like when they ban cards, like all the cards come off. So I was like, oh, I can play Mew now.
What was
I can't play Mew.
Okay, so here's the thing about official judge programs. No card game's going to touch an official judge program until the lawsuit against Wizards finally settles out. Like, until the dust settles on that, they are never going to do a judge program. Because what happened was the judges were being paid with product and stuff, and so they argued that they were employees of Hasbro Wizards because they were receiving payments and they were being grossly underpaid. It was like, here's a box of product for you to run this 128-person tournament.
Yeah.
And they were like, dude, I need more than just product to do this anymore, because when it was a 32-person tournament, I was fine with getting a few packs. But 128 people, and you're saying it's just me and 2 other people, and we're supposed to run this thing? Yeah, no.
And that I gotta pay for parking. And I gotta pay for my own food.
And I gotta pay for my own food. And so there's this huge lawsuit argument about whether judges could be considered employees of the company because they are part of a program that is run within the company. They receive payment for their time and efforts.
Yeah.
So it's like nobody will touch an official judges program. They won't even do an official judges test, because by taking the test, you could argue that you are now an employee of Hobby Japan because you had to get certified by Hobby Japan. Therefore, at the very least, you're an independent contractor for Hobby Japan, and there is now an expectation of payment and other things that have to be followed through on, and nobody wants to mess with that right now. Especially,
I don't know. Konami still does.
Konami and Nintendo both have their own certified official judging programs.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just the smaller games that don't. Like when you go to a Bushiroad event, everyone's a volunteer outside of the one rep who counts as the head judge who hasn't really actually played the game half the time.
So Bushiroad kind of revived their judge test.
I mean,
I know this because I took it twice.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
I have a very, very sour opinion of Bushiroad after what they did to Button Fight, so...
I mean, that makes sense. I'm just saying, though, they revived their judge test program. I'm like, okay. So, I guess each company their own, I guess, but,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's each company their own. Because I know for Konami and they do have like the judge package that they give you, like, and then they give you like I don't know if they actually pay you, but they do provide you like accommodations and stuff for events.
They
how big the event is.
pay you.
They give you a package. I said they give you a package.
I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh judge. That's why I know. I can already tell you what they give you.
You know, no offense, but this just makes me smile because I'm judge came up. One of the classic Yu-Gi-Oh memes.
You get paid in product, yes.
Yes.
This is where I like about the Yu-Gi-Oh judges. If you have to go to a place that has underground parking, you have to pay for that underground parking. They will pay your underground parking for you. If it is a 2-day event, Konami's officials will actually pay half of what your hotel is going to cost.
So we're just laying into what I did say, that they cover some of your accommodation and you pay product.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, yeah. Like, there you go. So they do take care of their people to a certain degree. Pokemon, I am not a professor, nor will I ever be, nor do I speak to any more of my friends who were, but I know they also offered some sort of payments in product. But yeah. I know there are promos that go around, like that.
When it comes to food, you kind of have to starve unless you buy your own.
Yeah.
Pokemon would probably give you. I guess it depends on who your TO is at the time. But anyway, that's also the point.
But to get back on point, like, I don't think we'll see an official judges program out of Hobby Japan. With how little effort they've put into centralizing a resource to learn and to go for rules, I don't think they have it in them to actually navigate the laws and bylaws of every single country that they put product in for a judges program.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but as long as we have a place that consolidates all of these questions and stuff, I'd be more than happy to just rent.
Oh, yeah, no.
They don't even, that's what I mean. They don't even do that.
Oh, I know. I had the same problem as you, where I didn't know the ban list for 5 months.
I mean,
Luckily,
even
it
with their...
happened just pretty fast, but I had the issue of I assumed something on the way it was worded, and then they said, and then somebody came in behind me and said, "No, you're wrong." And I was like, "I'm pretty sure because of this." And he's like, "No, you're wrong because here's a Twitter message from the FFTCG Twitter account saying you're wrong and explaining it." And I'm like, "You couldn't have led with this?" Like,
No one leads to things. They want to be the last one to be right.
They want to be the authority. They don't want to be questioned. And then when you question them, they'll finally pull it out of their back. They'll finally pull it out of their back pocket. But it's like, why couldn't you hand this out? That's what frustrates me with the FFTCG rules forum on Facebook. Is everybody just answers the question. Nobody explains the answer. So you'll see a lot of people that reply with like yes, no, yes, no, yes.
So in respect to these groups and the environments and all the people within them, I will not have any comment regarding Facebook group management, etc., usage for rulings and whatnot. But I understand the pain, and
and that's why whenever I try and respond, if the response might seem a little counterintuitive, like having to explain to somebody that yes, your backups have a summoning sickness to them because they can't use dual symbol abilities even if you activate them to turn.
I did not know that.
Yeah, if you look under the rules for resolving abilities, there's one that specifically calls out the dual symbol, and it says any ability with the dual symbol cannot be used the turn the card comes into play unless it's on a monster. Monsters are the only exception to the rule, and if a monster becomes a forward, in the monster section it explains that once a monster becomes a forward, it's under all restrictions and rules for forwards, which means that if your monster somehow becomes a forward the turn it comes into play and it had a dual symbol ability, it will not be able to use that dual symbol ability. And that's the difference between the dual symbol abilities and abilities that say dual and X, like Bismarck's dual A win forward. Those can be used regardless of summoning sickness because it doesn't use the dual symbol.
Yes, I understand that part. That's one of the good things that other games have taught me, thankfully.
Like Dancer. Tap you.
We didn't get any new we did. We got a new Lilith set in Opus 18. What other dancers did you get in Opus 18?
Yeah, but I can't play that Lilith end of Lilith set.
You can. Now you have S fodder for your first Lilith set. The good one has S fodder now.
I know, but I still want to be able to play both and have them both on the field so I can have 4 dancers out faster.
Hey, I don't want to hear it, Yuki. I want to be able to play the Len from 18 with the Len from 15. And I can't do that either. I want to play my
consider
crystal
that-
land right next to my remove 10 cards land.
I want to play new Ramza. I've been banging my head against the wall for days trying to figure out how to make new Ramza good.
I think I have a list. It's
I have a try list I put up on FF Decks.
Yeah, I
where
have
it's
something. Yeah.
Earth, Ice, Fire, and I don't own Brendelis package, and I'm very sad about that right now.
But here's the thing: if you're gonna go play title, it's really hard to make a dancer deck. You need more dancers.
And I get that. I mean, at least we got the non-unique dancer from 17 to help boost that deck up.
No, you can't do that because
It's not same title. It's special, isn't it? Or it's special or 14? I can't remember.
it's 14.
Special is when you do title, you choose one game, and you also get access to special. From my understanding, you can choose the game and special category.
Yeah, I think there's like you can choose special, but you can also I think there's like a limit of how many special cards you can add into it.
Yeah, I really need to look into title rulings if I'm going to try and build a deck for any of these. I
So
thought
you're
it
allowed. So
Get generics and thing.
So you're allowed all the cards from one game. Before special was a thing, you just put in like Texas Evokers or Summoners to fill in the gaps. So vanilla, don't do anything, no text on card. You could just throw them in there to fill in the gaps. But once they add special, and they say, "Oh yeah, special can be added in the title," it's like, "Oh, that adds a lot more versatility. It's a lot more." Sort of versatile to use the decks now.
I'm going to take a step back later and take a look at the title rules and understand them a little better before I just start spouting nonsense. So
Sure enough.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's
I'm not
move to something
entirely
else.
correct. I'm not entirely correct. I think most of the cards listed as being usable in any deck, regardless of category, are special cards, but
No, they're not.
they're not actually. Yeah, I see several that are missing. So I
I'm
am
looking
not
right at
entirely-
each card.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list too because I decided to look it up just to make sure if I was right or wrong. There is a list of about 20 or so cards that you are allowed to add to your deck regardless of the category. But yeah, here in fact, if you go into the chat,
23.
the podcast chat, I just posted the title primer.
Thanks.
It hasn't been updated in forever, but here you go. Now, some of them are special cards, but not all of them. And it explains how the uniqueness rule changes. It's unique by copy instead of unique by title. So, like, you could have 3 different versions of Yuna on the table, but you can only have one of each version of Yuna on the table.
Okay, I knew that one. It's different card numbers, not card names.
Yeah.
And this includes promo cards that have the exact same code, but
Yeah, because
So-
those would be alt arts and stuff.
yeah.
And as for what I'm testing, Quinn, last Wednesday I was doing Water Crystal with some of the new stuff, like the new Leviathan and whatnot. It was fun. It felt good. I'm also trying to work on. I also worked Cerberus into my Blizzard deck. I still need to get Sid Hayes's for the Blizzard, my Icewind Storm.
Oh, kind of want. I forgot to do like a little plug-in here, but so one of the people I know of, he's trying to do like I think you guys may have seen the post he did on Facebook. Otherwise, of doing like a paid entry tournament on webcam and whatnot.
Yep.
And so on and so forth, looking for staff and everything. he's wanting to try to improve how he goes about that and whatnot, and trying to get staff to help. He's also wanting to do a convention with the different card games he facilitates or runs for online stuff. He's hoping to have it in New York. He just right now is all in planning stages right now. Here the thing is that I've noticed with Digimon, One Piece, what's the other Bandai one coming out? Crap. But basically, webcam tournaments are weirdly enough picking up after everything's opened up again. And I'm like, what? Okay. It's not a lot, but it's a little, I guess, surprising that they're picking up when everyone was so against them in the during the lockdown.
I think the biggest thing was just a matter of people weren't able to get their products, which kind of demoralized them from playing more, I guess you could say. Because usually when like there's product releases, there's usually some sort of hype and everyone wants to try out the new cards, yada yada yada. Now that people can actually go out and get their cards, it's not about just sitting in the store, but being able to play anywheres or at any time is more convenient.
True.
Yeah, I can definitely see that, Daybreak.
Yeah. So, other than that, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know when he's going to try to put on, but he's going to try to do like a tournament, like a box tournament, or like I don't know the full details because he's still trying to hash it out, at least for Final Fantasy. He already has it all hashed out for One Piece, and he's doing quite well for One Piece. So, if anyone...
The dude that was advertising looking for judges for his Discord server?
Yeah. Yeah. Right now I'm a TO for that server. And it's... Sorry?
I'm still working on brushing up my rules. Like, I'm starting to get there. I'm starting to get to the point where I can kind of see, but there's still a few things that throw me for a loop.
Okay, yeah, they need to update the list for title exclusives. Either they create like a little bonus pack thing that gives you all these generic cards that you can play in your deck, or they update the list to say more generic stuff.
Yeah.
Because like no one here owns Opus 11. I only own Spanish Opus 11 shit, and I can't for the life of me find anything from like 1 through 7 without going to singles.
Rock and Roll Collectibles still has some in English.
Their shipping is insanity for current.
Oh god, yeah. Ugh.
Like I wanted to buy so many of their like foreign pre-release kits so I could get like sleeves and stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to pay fucking $50 shipping. Pardon my language.
Yeah, for me, yeah, even for
I
me,
end up
it's
paying
like
$60 for a trophy. Well, sorry, 16 plus $60.
If you're gonna go in at, on them again, let me know. Maybe we can put together and split the shipping.
Yeah, I'll see what I can, if I'm going in with them again. They have really good
If.
prices otherwise, but the shipping is, oh my god.
Yeah, the shipping basically like invalidates any sort of savings that we've done if I went like local or overseas to like US.
Yeah.
See, in my case, the U.S. market is a train wreck. I'm not sure if you guys have looked at it.
Listen, you have TCG Player where everything is like dirt cheap over there. Your shipping does not cost you $30 for like one single, no matter what it is. Like I don't know how you're complaining about your market.
A box of 12. The reason I had to go to Australia for my boxes of 12 is because a box of 12 goes for $200 to $250 on TCG Player, and I couldn't sit there and afford to get 3 boxes for like $600. I found them in Australia for $120 a box, which was a lot more reasonable.
Oh, so then your guys' boxes aren't that much different than what we're paying.
We get slammed because of the regular fanfare, like fees and whatnot, and the conversion.
Yeah, the problem with you guys up there, from what I can tell, for the most part, is
We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. It's basically like if we order from the US, we have to convert, which is about 30%.
Yeah.
And then the shipping and handling is like a flat thing, because I know US shipping to Canada You can't do like untracked anymore. Everything has to go through the USPS service and have like a tracking number when it's leaving the country. So anything that we could have done for like a $2 stamp previously is now like $15 shipping at, like, I don't know, at average, right? Whereas I think for us, we can still mail you things via white letter. I could slap $3 stamps on a single and mail it to you, not knowing
Yeah,
the hell
we
you'll
can
get
still
it,
do
but
that,
you'll get it. Right? That's the biggest, I'm doing air quotes, that's the biggest difference.
I also learned something semi-recently. Some places in the States are pricing Final Fantasy boxes cheaper than if you were to get that same amount of packs, loose packs. Because someone did research.
You're supposed to do that, though.
Well, okay, so
that's the whole.
Some of the shops in the
box
States
versus packs.
Yeah, some of the shops in the States I heard have their packs at $10 or $12 for a pack.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like,
Again,
a box of 12 would cost less than a pack of 12. Like, you can get a box of 12 for like $200, or you can buy like 10 booster packs for $120.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so
it's
the way smart, but also dumb at the same time.
Like it's just how it works. The way stores are supposed to make their margin is supposed to sell the packs, right? Kids are going to buy packs. That's how you make more money, right? You may only make like $10 to $15 more selling individual packs as opposed to selling a box, but you're still making money at that point for business.
Well, at that point, you're making a lot more.
I mean, yeah, but on the very basic, let's say $5 a pack scale, which is right pack prices have definitely been growing in the last few years because like now you only see Digimon as a game where everybody's charging like $6 to $8 a pack instead of the standard $5. Right? Bushiroad games have stopped doing like $5 a pack because it keeps throwing foils into everything, which is causing price to go up. The card games I've at least witnessed has just become like they've all become box games. Like buying packs is legit only like a last resort thing you do, or if you're just a gambling person and you don't really care.
Yeah.
Usually it's you buy boxes because that's where your stability will come from. You have quote unquote set ratios, you quote unquote get everything. I like how Final Fantasy gives you most things, within 2 boxes, you'll almost have everything you need. Our Legends.
Yeah.
Like
at least get one copy of each heroic. You may get a copy of certain heroics, but you get one
foils.
Each heroic per box, a full play set of rares each box, and about 1.5 to 2 play sets of each common per box.
Yeah. And then you get the occasional box where they're like, haha, you only get 2 of one rare and 4 of another.
Yeah. And then and then you get me where it's like I sit there and I order like 3 boxes and 2 of them only have 1 full art.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I've had that with a booster box where I open a box of 14, set 14.
The best set.
I cracked a full art Emperor, and that was it.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
I pull 3 full art.
I'm so sorry for your 1 full art boxes. Like I feel sad for everyone who goes through that because again I thought it was like a standard like, but then again there are also like quality control that you can't get around and like averaging.
Basically in every case, one box.
Full art.
Yeah, basically.
In every case, you get one box that only has 1 full art.
Yeah.
Or you could be insane like that stream the other day and you open essentially 4 full arts because apparently crystals take a full art slot in some cases.
Yeah.
And they open a crystal, a Yuffie, and 2 full arts.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think what
or was it 3? Because this
it's 3. No, somebody actually clarified for me that the crystals don't take a full art slot; they're just a foil. They're just
Thank
a
you.
foil.
Now I don't have to hurt someone when I see extra crystals in my box.
But because of the number of full art cards that they previewed this set, we think they bumped up the number of full arts per box to 2 to 3. So now if you get 2, you got the low end, and if you got 3, you got the higher end.
I'd say 2 is the average, and then 3 is the high end.
Yeah.
Because, like, I did 2 boxes.
At least 2 now.
I got 3, so...
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
got
much
3 in 1 box as well. Yeah. And, I'm just gonna say, it's nice if you see 3. If they made it a standard thing, that would be really good for just the health, because I know a lot of the game's value right now just comes out of full arts. Like, I post my stuff on Facebook, and everybody only wants the full arts, and I'm like,
Oh, I know
Okay.
how that goes.
okay.
Yep.
Like,
People contacting me like, Beatrix blocks?
hey, I'm not sorry about that. I still want your Beatrix.
I'm not, and you know what? I'm actually not that upset about that because I said I would think on it, and
Yes,
then I never
yes.
got back to you. So
I'm being respectful. I'm being respectful.
you
But
did.
no,
wait.
when I do
It's
put
not
a
like-
picture out, it's
it's
like
not
when I put
like
a picture out and I say
48
like, here's
hours
what I
later,
have.
you're like,
Yeah.
Beatrix, please. You
Yeah.
waited a good amount of time.
Hey.
But what I'm saying is like I post on Facebook and everyone's just like, oh, I want to buy all your full arts, but only the ones that come out of boxes. And I'm like, I have other stuff if you want that too. Like I had someone come up to me asking for Barretts and Tifas because they wanted to play Avalanche, and I'm like, here's the prices, and then they said that was too expensive, and they walked away.
Now I wonder if Beatrix because he wants it.
No, can't has.
Beat 2 Amaterasu's is an offer, I guess.
Jeez. Yeah.
Like, legitimately, I posed this man an offer. I said, I want full art Beatrixes. I have 2 extra Amaterasus. That's my offer. Why? Because I have extras. If I get another Amaterasu, I'll have a 3rd set, and I don't know if I want to get rid of it or not.
Yeah, I've got 3 play sets of Amma now.
I understand. That's why. Okay,
Took me a while to accumulate, and even then, I'm looking at the 3rd set in the binder, going, I have no clue what to put you in. And I know the second I make a deck with fire, I'm gonna have to include you.
Yeah. Like, I wanted to make Samurai / Mono Fire, and then I have Knights, and I have a second Knights deck, and I'm like,
Yeah,
3
I
sets
have-
might be too much.
I have a Soiree and I have a Samurai deck. So.
But yeah, and if you do have other stuff you do want, you can always send me a list and I'll see what I can fulfill. Beatrix blocks.
I know, right? But yeah, that's the big thing is like the full arts. The full arts is pretty much the standard for the secondary market, and then all the other stuff is just gravy on top. Occasionally, you get a legendary that actually goes the distance. You
Yeah.
know,
Like
Behemoth
Sephiroth
King,
is the. Oh, okay, yeah, that one too.
or
Like,
Behemoth
like,
King,
I need
Star,
loads.
Tancred. No, I'm not even talking full arts. I'm talking normal cards.
Yeah, Behemoth King is just a regular legend, and it's like a $25 Canadian card.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
and I need foiled answers.
Opus 13 is an insane set. Like, it is so
Opus
much
13 literally
value.
brings money because it's Sarah, it's Behemoth K, it's Axstar, it's Sophie, it's...
Sophie dropped. Sophie's tanking. She's like $7 right now.
Yeah, she's still a lot compared to the fact that there are so many legendaries in this game that barely break a dollar.
Fair. But yeah, it's so much value. Axstars, yeah.
Yeah, like,
You can pull Party Lightning.
it will bring you money.
Yeah, it's cry. Foil Sarahs. I need to get my 3rd one somehow.
I still need to get 2 more Sarahs normal just to complete a playset.
I have a
don't
normal one if you're interested.
Might be interested in that. We'll have to talk later. But
Yeah, we'll talk later. I'm in.
But this goes back to the conversation that we were having with Quinn about reprinting cards. The problem is the vast number of cards that are meta relevant that would need reprinting. We would need to have something like the anniversary set
Well, I
Every
prefer an anniversary set.
for the next 3 years to hit all the reprints. And by then, the first anniversary set will be so scarce nobody will be able to get it, and we'll have to do it again.
Really?
like-
I don't think that's the case. Like, anniversary sets are in like large quantity in my area.
Why did Square Enix decide to do it like what Magic does?
But it would be cool if they did a reprint set
No,
to a
but
degree.
what I'm saying, they break
Let me,
by the time.
let me finish what I was saying.
Okay.
You know the European anniversary set, right?
Yeah.
You know how none of it comes foil. Why couldn't they do a foil version one too?
That would just be excessive card pricing over fees.
Yeah,
I don't
for
that-
the cheaper ones. It would so if they made a foil, multiple foils in the anniversary set like we got, instead of having the Canadian MSRP on that is $70, instead of having a $70 price on that, it would probably be $100, $130 because it comes doesn't have to foil out.
hate that.
And some people aren't, because it's trying to. The reason why they're doing these things is to make the game more accessible for the newer players.
The whole
Yeah.
point
Right?
was,
If
like,
you're
that's
raising the
not
price
non-
point, you're no better than Konami at that point.
But we have the non-foil version and we have the foil version.
Yeah, you get the foil version from the packs, and then you get the non-foil version from the box to make a difference and say, hey, look, I bought the box, so I have the card. What
Yeah.
matters to the player in the end is the functionality of the card and not the look.
like,
But if you ball out, respect
I
to you.
understand for swag purposes, and as a gamer, as a Bloodborne player, I get swag. Okay, I totally get swag. That's all Bloodborne's about, is that drip. I get it. But from a practical standpoint, the whole point of the anniversary set was they asked the community, what cards do you think new players would need to be able to, in a healthy manner, explore the game?
Whoever
and
said
have a
anthems
card
should
set
not have
they
opened their
can fall
mouths.
back on.
We did not need anthems in that box. I'm just saying.
Oops.
And like the plus 1k backups. All your
Okay.
fire characters get +1. All your water characters get +1.
Yeah,
Like we could have put something more valuable in there than anthems.
I mean, yes and no. The Maria at least was nice because it was all forwards, not just wind.
Okay, and she's a rebel, so that kind of fits in as well, I think.
Yeah, she's a rebel.
But like, if you boil it down, it's like there are a few other things. Like if we were to do a new one now,
Yeah.
okay, maybe I gotta go soon, so I don't want to get into this discussion. That's already
But the whole
But, like-
point of the anniversary set was, what is a healthy set of cards that will allow a new player to explore this game
yeah.
and be able to have a pool of cards that they can fall back on to fill out their deck? What is a list of good to have cards? We got that with the
So
anniversary set.
what we could do with the anniversary set 2.0, which is just speculation, and we'll stop here
Next
after
year,
this.
like the
Like,
2023
what if they just made things full art when they weren't full art to make it more appealing? It's not foil or anything,
Okay.
but it's like
Okay.
a full art. So like we'll have Bismarck. We'll give you a Bismarck, but it's a full art Bismarck,
Titan. Yeah, Bismarck.
right?
Titan.
You get the you basically get the primals in that, because like 14 is literally out of print almost everywhere, like out of stock anywhere now.
Yeah, because everybody and their grandmother was looking for the Bismarcks.
Yeah.
Can we
And
make
that's-
those
I-
at least one foil?
No, because
The price
the-
points are going to be insane, and then everyone's regular foil Bismarcks are going to devalue. So
No, because they're
Make a
going to save
difference.
the foil versions of those full arts for the tournament circuit.
That let's not talk about tournament promos. Like half that shit I'm still waiting on, and half of that stuff I don't know
So-
why they do.
And that's another thing that we need to talk about, because
Right.
this is something that Hobby Japan should be kicking the distributor in the butt for, but instead they sat there and they went belly up to the distributor. The distributor was not handing out the promo packs to the stores like they were supposed to. So they relented and let the distributor charge $3 for the card packs, and we still don't get them.
Yeah, I'm 7 months behind on my store.
We still don't get them, and they're $3 for the card pack. The distributor is now making money on these and still isn't getting them out in a timely manner. Where
What?
do we go? Like, am I supposed to talk to the Better Business Bureau? I can't, because I'm not the business in question. Am I supposed to complain to Hobby Japan? What's that going to do? They're just going to go belly up to the distributor anyways, because the distributor is going to sit there and go, I make more money on the pallet selling Magic than I ever will selling your game. And so the distributor has all the leverage, because Hobby Japan has no balls.
I am going to step out now. Have a good night, everybody. I may drop back in later if it's still going, but yeah.
Yep.
That is it for me. Sun setting. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Your day break!